Alright, so in our previous video, we created this form and added some form of animation on scroll using animation on scroll. So if you refresh the page, you see that. So now in this video, what we're going to look at is how to actually submit this form. Okay, so if a user should submit any content through this form, you should be able to receive it in or on your email. Okay, so that's exactly what we want to do, and the resource that we are going to be using here is Formspree. Okay, so we want to go to your browser and then want to search Formspree, and then the first search content, which is the formspree.io. Want to head there. Now if you don't have an account here on Formspree, what you have to do is to click get started. But before then, I just want to show you the sample code here. What you are seeing is a form, and that form has some form of action that leads you through to this URL, which becomes the form's endpoint. Okay, so it's basically submitting the values of this form through this input, through this URL that you have here, and that form has a link to the formspree.io, and then each form has its own form ID. Okay, so this is one form, and then you are submitting to this particular form ID. Okay, so we want to go straight, and then you also realize that each of the form elements have a name attribute. Okay, so that's something to note. We have the type of submit as well. So what we want to do is to go get started. Yes, so now you just have to go through the registration process, and then once you are done signing in, the rest will really be simple. Okay, so I already have an account, so I'm just going to pause the video here and sign into my account. Okay, so once you have signed in or you've signed up to Formspree, this is kind of the window you will get. Okay, so I already have a project ongoing called portfolio, but then in this particular video we're also going to create our own. So what I want to do is this basically the URL, and then what you want to do is to hit on a new project, and then you can name this project form. You can name it form, so you can give it whatever name you want, and then all you have to do is go ahead and click create project. Okay, so now your project has been created, and then this is your project name, UTC. For the time zone, don't worry about any of this information right here. And then what we want to do is to navigate back to your form and click on the settings. Okay, so you click on settings, and then you can come down here, and what we want to do is, nope, back to your form. So once you are back to your form, what you want to do is you have this toggle that you can open the form, and then want to create a new form. Okay, so this form we are just going to name it YouTube tutorial. Okay, and you can give this a project, so this shouldn't be in the, so this is in the forms project and not in the portfolio, and then it just has the email that you'll be sending this to. Okay, so whichever email you want to submit this form to, that's the email you provide to this particular uh, input. Okay, and then you click on create form. Okay, so the instructions here are very clear. So this is the form endpoint. This is what you place in the actions attribute, and then all you have to do is to set the method to post and add name attribute to each of the what input. Okay, so this is how they have it, and all you have to do is each input should have a name value that correspond to the type of image input that it is. Okay. All right. So now what we want to do is to copy the form endpoint and back to our HTML. What we are going to do is to look for our form, and as you can see, all of our inputs have name values or name attributes that we set to the type of input. So this was for name and that was for the email, and then we have a name of a message. Okay, so we want to go to form, and then in the action we want to paste that URL, okay, that we just got from our form that we created right here. Okay, and now what we want to do is to save it, save, and then what, you can just refresh your form and everything is all good. Okay, now back to Formspree. One thing you can do here is to go to the settings. Okay, so there are so many of settings that you can add. You can change the email that you want to submit this to, and also you can enable recapture on your form submission. Okay, so basically they will check if you're a robot, or if you don't want that, that will be disabled. Okay, so we want to submit a form, so we want to submit task, and then this will be from test@gmail.com, and then what we are going to do is we are hiring, they will hit send. Yes, and there you have it. We have thank you or thanks, the form was submitted successfully, and then you can head to the email, and then you can have access to the values of your form. Okay, it's as simple as that. You don't have to do any work at all. And then the other settings that we have the recapture here that you can enable, and once that is enabled, we want to go back to our form, and then you can try resubmitting the form again. They have you go through this process of you are not a robot, and then you want to just take motorcycle. Okay, so I guess all these are the parts of the motor, and we go to next. It says traffic lights, and then I think that's all. This is also part, and then we submit. Okay, and now our form was submitted successfully, and if we come here, we had a second submission that we have. Okay, so yeah, so that's how simple it is to add form submission to your work, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Is If this video was helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.